Liz Truss has warned that trans activists will exploit loopholes in new gender guidance for schools, provoking yet another backbench backlash against Rishi Sunak. The former Prime Minister claims that government proposals don't go far enough because they're not backed by the force of the law. Now, she wants new legislation to make it clear that so-called social transitioning is not recognised by schools or the state for under 18s. The new guidance makes clear that teachers should ensure that parents are involved in decisions affecting their children, with schools being told that they do not have to and should not accept all requests for so-called social transition. Truss has been accused by frontbenchers of shameful political grandstanding, which they claim risks undermining the guidance and leaving teachers even more at the mercy of activist groups. Well, I find that accusation a bit strange, and I think we're probably going to disagree on what I say next, because I'm with Liz Truss on this one. I think that schools, I don't want them to have guidance. I want them to have crystal clear rules. That means laws that say they should have no part in propping up any kind of transitioning without parents being involved. Frankly, I don't think schools should be engaged in it at all, because I don't think under 18s should be doing or having this encouraged by any kind of system. I think it is abusive, I think it is confusing, and I think that it just is not the place for schools to be doing this.
It is a fact, though, that kids will sometimes go to teachers before their parents. That's what this is all about. Yeah. And they may confide in the teacher, say, you know, I think I'm in the wrong body, you know, I want to be a boy, not a girl, whatever. As things stand, some schools, some teachers decide they'll keep that secret from the parents. So essentially what this is about is who raises children? Is it mums and dads? Right. Is it parents? Or is it the state? Yeah. It must, of course, be the former. And schools should immediately tell the parents if this is going on. But and the trouble with the guidance is they'll be able to continue doing this.
Far too much discretion.
Wait a second. I think they'll be able to.
But you're assuming.
No.
But you're assuming, Kevin, that all parents are good parents, and that is
it's not the state's job to decide whether or not parents are good.
Well, so you wouldn't want a school to intervene. So if a child was being abused at home,
I want the school to tell parents every single time, and I want it to be a law.
Okay,
do you know why it's not a law?
Hang on a second, Kevin. So you don't want a school to intervene.
You
don't want a school to intervene if they think that a child is being abused at home.
That's nothing to do with it.
Well, it is, because you see, this is the issue here, which is, I agree with you. In most cases, of course, parents should be involved, and of course, parents should be discussed with. And most parents, I think, would be understanding of their child. And frankly, they should probably know it if they know their children. But there are certain parents who are homophobic or transphobic or whatever it may be. That's not what that's not what we bred. You know, there's all sorts of stuff which is going on there, which will be extremely traumatic for that child later on. And I'm afraid you can't just say puberty doesn't happen until he leaves school.
Yeah, but it's not for the school to decide and then further confuse things. It's just massively further confusing things.
If the parents are homophobic, they still should be told by law. And the reason this is just guidance is to be fair to Sunak and the gang. They did want it to become the law. But apparently the equalities that the Attorney General advised the government that would be against the terms of the Equalities Act.
Which is sick in itself, because how can equalities come ahead of child welfare? Yeah. Which is what this is about.
Teachers don't raise children, parents
do.
And
I wish they did.
Teachers don't raise
children. No, I wish parents did.
Teachers don't raise children, absolutely agree. It should be absolutely up to us as parents to be able to do the raising of our children, but we have to accept they spend a huge chunk of their time at school, and there will be children who will go to teachers or guidance teachers, guidance counsellors before they will speak to parents. Now, for me personally, I do think parents should be informed. But James is right, is that there is parents who might use it against the child. We do not know what's going on at home. So I don't think, actually, that we should have laws and rules in place. Guidance, certainly. But I think also that
the job of guidance is they'll break it.
But the thing is, as well, that children that are going through something like this, we have to protect their mental health. We have to protect them as well.
Schools can't keep secrets from kids.
No, I'm not saying that they should keep secrets. I'm not saying that at all. I, as a parent, would like to be informed. And I think I'd be able to...
You'd be informed if your child was caught with 20 Marlboro Lights.
Yeah, definitely.
Then the school will be on the phone going,
where did they get the money to buy those?
Got the cigarettes. Now, we live in such an
brands.
upside-down world that you almost pray that your kid's going to be caught glue-sniffing or something, because the curious nature of what is going on. And I honestly think the terms of this argument are slightly skew if. The amount of kids in schools in this country who are literally contemplating changing gender is virtually zero. It's such a tiny amount.
I wish it was. It's a bit more than that.
But what is really happening here is a whole raft of other things on this spectrum of, what gender do you want to be? There's 152 kids. Pick anyone you like. Which pronouns do you want? Are you gender fluid? Are you non-binary? It's all of this nonsense that has actually created this debate amongst those that are obsessed with identity politics, who absolutely who cannot teach us, who cannot get away from it.
Yeah, the trouble with guidance is that schools and teachers will be able and are entitled to ignore it.
Of course, all of that is wrong. But I think the debate is about so
Liz
much
Truss
more than
is
just
right.
this.
Well, back to your echo chamber.